Time to sit back, get comfortable, and fill your wine glass. You don't drink wine? Well, neither did I, until I came across Winc.com. After answering 6 simple questions, they did the work of selecting from hundreds of wines to find the 4 bottles that resonated with my taste buds. The best part, these custom order boxes of wine are delivered right to your doorstep at no extra cost. I know, right? You don't even have to put jeans on. For me, Winc is the absolute best, so I just couldn't wait to share it with you. Use the link provided in the description to get $22 off your first order. My gift to you. Seriously, let's all just stay home, drink wine, and enjoy this episode.
Hey yo, who gave this girl a mic?
Hello. Are we recording? I think, yeah. Okay. Well, hello and welcome to an all new episode of Who Gave This Girl a Mic, hosted by yours truly, Melissa. Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. I hope everyone had a good weekend and is having an even better week. We are in a new month. It is April. It is the 4th month of the year, and I am happy to have Ruby with me for the 4th time this year. We're doing amazing. I'm so happy we've been consistent with this. Welcome, Ruby.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Excited to be here as always.
We are killing it with our recordings.
You are killing it, Mama. You're doing awesome.
And we really wanted to do this one in person, but schedules are just they're out of control right now, especially with everything I had going on. So, I mean, virtual ends up working out because we can upload the video. So I guess it's a win-win, you know? How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. We were cooking up some aguachiles right now, pero it didn't get a chance to like curtirse. So right now, once we're done with this, that's going to be waiting for me.
Oh my God. You know what's funny? This pregnancy, I told Edgar, like, this son is like, has your genes like times 1,000 because I don't eat seafood. I really don't. Nothing against it. I just don't care for it. I've tried oysters. I've tried camarones, little things like that. But I'm like, okay, I get the taste, but it's like, yeah, not for me. It's not something I'm ever going to crave. Tell me why, girl. I've been looking at aguachiles on Instagram. Y le digo a Edgar, se me hace agua la boca. I was like, I don't fucking like aguachiles. He's like, that's my son right there. I was like, oh my God. Like, it's just wild. I'm like, I literally am looking at seafood places, or like there's this restaurant. I don't know where it's located, but it's called Tequila here in Phoenix. It just opened up.
Downtownish.
Mm-hmm. And they've been posting some of their seafood plates, and I'm like, this looks good. And nunca en mi vida jamás like ni la hacía la comida. So Edgar's like, damn, that baby has like my strong genes because he loves seafood. So you just said aguachiles right now, and I'm like, damn, that sounds good.
Sorry, that's so funny. I'm excited to see who is baby going to look like. Imagine he's copy and paste him. That would be even funnier because clearly we know like the taste buds are there from dad.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I'm like, I wonder if he's going to be like an exact replica of Zoe, or if he's going to be completely a new mixture, It's always interesting because you have siblings that look identical, and then you have siblings that you would never know they were freaking siblings because you're like, what the hell?
I always say the same thing about me and my sister. Me and Crystal look so much alike, morenas, de pelo chino. And then my older sister, Esmes, she was pale. Like, she was really lighter and she had like straightish hair. So same thing. We would always joke around and be like, hey, es de lechero. And like, I'm from a different dad. And we would always just play around like that.
That's so funny. Yeah, I told Edgar, I'm like, I'm curious to see if we can only make one type of like prototype, or if our genes are able to kind of mix and match and do different. Yeah. We'll see. We're right there on the finish line. So do you have our quote of the day?
I do, yes. This one is another one by Sadhguru. This one says, meditation means dissolving the invisible walls that unawareness has built. Yeah.
Okay.
Which I feel it is so true, because these invisible walls, I tie them to kind of like almost our limited beliefs or what we think we know. And until you kind of sit down with that unawareness, you start to kind of almost become aware of more things of yourself. And just this weekend, my family was here from out of town for baby girl's birthday, and I gave my cousins a sound bath, and they kind of experienced a lot, and I did to myself. And even like the presence of my grandma came through, which is crazy because I've met her like maybe when I was 2. I don't have any actual like image of her. But it was really nice to have connected that deeply. And for them too, it was their first time ever like meditating or receiving some kind of sound bath. And my cousin said that she was feeling her body completely cold the whole time. And at the very end, when I was like, okay, like we're done, it's time to move, but at your own time, she said that out of nowhere, just this like heat, this wave of heat came through her. And she was like, oh, snap, like we're done. I was like, I love to hear those things because that's like the proof again of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You like when people go, do you like when people go to you for like the very first time and they have like no preconceived notion of it, or is that
Yeah.
kind of like enlightening to you?
It is. That's always my favorite because it's the most beautiful thing to see their picture or to see their face after. Like, I wish I had a picture that I can just take and that will capture like the glow on their face and everything because it's very nice. They come in with like no expectation, or sometimes people do. They have an expectation of like whatever they've seen on social media. And then they
Mm-hmm.
receive it and they're just like, oh, wow. So just their face, like their smile or like the glow in their face, that's always my favorite. So every time there's someone new, I'm always like, oh, like, let's go ahead and start. Like, I think I'm more excited than them.
You're like, let me pick your brain real quick and stuff. So meditation is, can you say the quote one more time?
Yeah, meditation means dissolving the invisible walls that unawareness has built.
Mm. Okay, so pretty much letting the unknown just come to you, welcoming it into your life and being open to the unknown, I guess.
Yeah, I
Which
really
which is
agree with that. And I think that meditation is about tapping into that unknown, especially even just being able to see through the third eye. I always tell people it would be incredible, or it's incredible to know that we can perceive so much, like right now that we're seeing each other. And then you
Mhm.
close your eyes and you start seeing colors, or you start like seeing little things, and you're like, what the
Yeah.
heck? And I told my cousins this week, and I was like, when we finish the session, please don't think that anything you're going to share is like crazy or sounds odd, because trust me, like it isn't. You can see a lot more
Mhm.
through those closed eyes. So yeah, tapping into that unawareness and then becoming kind of more aware. Yeah.
Mhm. Have you ever had a sound bath where the person says they just didn't feel anything, they didn't connect, or nothing happened?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I've literally had people that say like, no, like I didn't feel anything. They're like, I felt calm, maybe a little bit more calmer than normal, but nothing in the sense of like I cried or I felt like the tingling in my body. And it's really nice that you asked that because throughout time, I've had that question asked to the people, like I'll check up with them in a few days and I'm like, hey, has anything came up or like, how are you feeling now? And I want to say maybe 85% of the time or more, the person will confess and they're like, hey, like I was just very closed off. Like I didn't know what to expect and I felt a little
Oh.
fearful. So I kind of like didn't want to give into that fear. So even with the blindfold on, I kept peeking my eyes open or I would move. So there would be that level of like subconscious restriction that kind of like doesn't allow them to feel everything per se, right? Yeah.
So they were blocking themselves out, or purposely not allowing them to fully indulge in the experience,
Yeah.
which you have to. You just kind of have to submit
Yeah.
to the sounds and just allow your body to do its thing. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm
Cause like
glad
I
they were
shared
honest. I'm glad they were honest though.
I really am too because it helps me know too, like different
Mhm.
kind. I always say I hate explaining it this way, but that's the best word to use it. Like the human bodies, like I'm used to, or it's good to know that there's like different human bodies that will
Yeah.
react different, like also with the
Mhm.
plant medicine or even with the sound healing, like everyone just has a totally different reaction. And I just had this conversation with my girlfriend not too long ago. We were talking about like spirituality and like these things and social media. And I was just sharing with her how all of this is very personable, right? Like there's sound healing that everyone can access, there's Reiki, there's yoga, but the experience is very personable. Like not everyone that has a sound bath is going to have the exact same experience. I've had people that have a very emotional purging experience where like they cry. And then I've had other
Mhm.
people that have like this whole laughing attack and they're like, I don't know why I keep laughing. Like I just feel
'Cause they're
giggly. I feel
nervous.
giggly. I think that, or I also feel like your body just kind of loosens up. And what if like going more in depth into the emotions? What if those were like maybe feelings that were suppressed and that person never got to really express joy or express laughter? And now they're kind of
Mm.
like in a setting of vulnerability where they're just allowing themselves to be. And those emotions kind of come up because to share with you, I
Oh.
had Yeah, it goes very like into depth like that. I had one time this gal that I was working in her heart and she was having like a little bit of a laughing attack. And then by the time I get to her knees, she's having like this full on crying, like very emotional purge. And so at the end, we kind of talked about, what was happening within her mind and what I was channeling. Turns out that we connected with her inner child to where literally she had that like laughing attack in her heart where she was like covering her mouth and she was like, oh my gosh, like I don't mean to weird you out, but I can't stop laughing. Like it's just coming out and then going to crying. And it really was that like energy of her inner child that we kind of tapped into. And of course, we talked more at the end and made a lot more sense. But it's crazy where the waves will take you and the emotions.
So it's so funny because back in high school, I was a cheerleader and it didn't happen too often, but the few times I fell and I ate shit, because I was a flyer, the few times I fell and ate shit like bad, I would look at Melina for comfort because I was hurting and she was cracking up. She was giggling. And I would blow up on her. I'd get mad. And she's like, I'm sorry. I don't know why I laughed. Like, that's just my brain. And then I guess we eventually realized that because she felt nervous, like, oh my God, my sister just got hurt. That's así le salía. That's how she would transmit her nervousness. It would just become laughter. And then she'd be like, are you okay though? And then I'd get mad. I'm like, I'm fine. Cause I'd be like, why the hell are you laughing, dude? Out of everyone, you should be the one that's like, like looking out for me or being a little concerned. She's like, I am. And I'm like, you're laughing. Like, it would just make me so mad. But it makes sense. Like sometimes your body just takes over and you just react in a way that you don't even realize or you're not trying to purposely do. And it's just the mind, the body, everything it's just insane.
Yeah, like
So
the
beautiful.
reaction to it. Yeah, I had a group of clients last week and I gave them a heads up. I was like, hey, like sometimes after sound baths, we can have an emotional or a physical purge to where maybe you'll be gassy or you'll have diarrhea. Like the body will purge how it needs to. And sometimes I just feel that intuitively, like if the person is, I feel like they're holding a lot or it really depends, But anyway, these people, they were like, oh, okay, kind of looked at me weird, like diarrhea with sound healing. Like, I don't know how that has anything to do with each other. But like, okay, So 3 days later, they messaged me and they were like, whoa, you were not kidding. They were like, I think I lost a few pounds. Like I really had this whole purging thing that happened. And it goes back to we're energy, right? Everything is energy. So same thing, the body will physically manifest to something releasing.
Cleanse yourself out and something you don't even realize you were. That is so funny.
I mean, ponte a pensar, te pones nerviosa or you like get nervous or something and you get like
Te
a bubble
pegan
gut.
torsones.
Yes.
Torsones. You're like, oh, dude, that happens to me all the time. I mean, not all the time, listeners, but but I'll literally. I mean, if you're nervous or
Yeah.
if you're like driving and you're close to like a car accident that you kind of missed, you're like, ay, hasta me dolió el estómago. Like, like your stomach just like, yeah.
Feels it. Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. But Melissa, I wanted to ask you, how are you doing with like the studio and everything? I see the post and it just looks so amazing.
It's good. It's good. So we had our grand opening on this Saturday. It was, we offered Easter Bunny pictures. All the slots sold out except for 3. So that was amazing. And it ended up working out because during those 30 minutes, we were able to eat, relax, let the Easter Bunny, take his helmet off, his little mask off and everything. And we've just we have been receiving, Morgan and I have been receiving such good, overwhelmingly beautiful support and words of encouragement, and like so many people have been showing up or letting us know how great it is and stuff like that. And it feels amazing, and it honestly feels like, and I'm sure there's a reason for it because I'm pregnant, but it feels like such a weight lifted off my shoulders now that it's up and running and we're like, we're good. But no, the welcoming has been amazing. The outpouring support has been great. We had an intimate open house, I guess, or soft opening for friends and family. And the mayor's wife, the mayor of Buckeye, his wife ended up showing up along with this other lady that is from Hello Buckeye, which is the local magazine. They showed up and we introduced ourselves. I had a chance to talk to them for a little bit, let them know, I was the co-owner. This was our experience, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, we did good, right? Like letting them know. Yeah. And they were like, I love this. But then I see her speaking later on. I see her the mayor's wife, speaking to Edgar, and they were talking for like 45 minutes. And in my head, I'm like, oh, he's charming her. I'm like, I already know. Like, Edgar just has this like pizzazz to him. So I was like, if I didn't win her over, Edgar did. And they talked about the growth of Buckeye, the want to, revitalize the downtown area, and how Edgar is with the youth and trying to get them in the guard and wants the best for them and all that stuff, which is good. But then when we had our grand opening on Saturday, it was mostly people showing up that had appointments with the Easter Bunny. That's all we were really expecting. And she shows up again with her kids. She showed up again with her kids. And I was telling Edgar, like, what? I mean, she didn't have to, like a lot of my friends and family that came Monday, they didn't show up Saturday because, they already went, And so I told Edgar, dude, what an impression you left on her probably, or, both of us or something. But it just meant a lot. She showed up again and she's like, just here with my kids, wanting them to see the space and to meet you and this and that. And I'm like, thank you so much. Like, so even just like that, I'm like, oh my God, like this is really cool. And the following on Instagram, the support, the sharing and everything. We really did just open up a freaking studio in under 7 weeks while I was 7 months pregnant.
That part. I know. I just see your pictures in the belly and I'm like, dude, you did it. Like, that's awesome.
Huge. Oh my God.
Oh, I was going to say, I love seeing Nora, how she shared on Instagram something like, you started the whole woman in business, like podcast thing. And now that did a full circle. And now like you are the woman in business. Like that was so cool. Yeah.
The Women at Work series with the Who Gave This Girl a Mic, I started because I wanted to, I like genuinely wanted to showcase all these women that have their own businesses, because to me, I'll be honest, I never thought I'd own a business. To me, it was just like, damn, if you have the balls to own a business and you're a woman and then like really tackle everything that comes with running a business, kudos to you, because I could never. Like that was literally my train of thought, like not que flojera, but like that's for a different type of breed of women, like that's insane. But just hearing all these different stories, because it's easy to think that when people start a business or when they're entrepreneurs, it's because lo traen desde chiquito,
Right.
Or that they know someone, or like their parents always owned a business, so they kind of already, have that seed in them and stuff. Yeah. So that was kind of my perception of it. Like if you own a business, it's because en tu familia todos tienen todos tienen compañía de construcción, todos tienen compañía de esto, tu mamá vende ropa, and so you're used to that, kind of like that. Ya lo tienes, lo emprendedora, ya lo tienes. But hearing all these different stories of people that are like, I never heard of it, I just landed on this, or the opportunity came up, or I just decided to go for it, that was very inspiring. And I was like, okay, so it's like, it's different backgrounds, different opportunities, different chances that people just decided to go for and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I got to thank Morgan, because she was the one that really, really was pushing me to it. Like, dude, if you do it, I will like go in on it with you. And I'm like, girl, I wish, like, I don't know, we'll see. And she was like, I don't know, I'm just saying, like, this isn't bad. So we were like, okay, maybe by the end of the year, maybe by January.
Oh, wow.
And then, because I'm pregnant, so I was like, I mean, she had just had a baby, so I was like, yeah, maybe we'll brainstorm. And then Screws and Sparkles post that they were wanting, or, needing support from the public, needing, financial support, volunteers, all that stuff. They already had a space that they would rent out for events. And so Morgan sent it to me, and she was like, maybe downtown Buckeye isn't a good idea, because we had said we would love it in downtown Buckeye because there's nothing on the West Valley. And when she sent that, she's like, maybe downtown Buckeye isn't a good idea, Melissa. And I said, wait, that place has a space that they rent out for events. And if they're struggling, that's probably not getting rented out enough. And what if we make that the studio? I'm like, and she was like, oh, wait, I hadn't even thought about that. I'm like, yeah, because that would be rent money that she would be getting, like consistent, And Morgan was like, oh, crap. Like, I'm like, and that's when I was like, let's just talk to her and see. A ver. But this was literally maybe a week before my 30th birthday. So just recently.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
So just
that's so
recently.
beautiful how it all just it literally aligned how it had to. Of course, as always, but the proof of that, you know?
Yeah,
Oh,
and I
girl,
have
I'm
to
so
and
happy for
and I
you.
have to thank Edgar because when I kind of told him and I'm like, we want to launch before or open before Easter or like by Easter weekend. I'm like, I know it's ambitious and I know it's crazy. It's literally in 6 weeks, but we want to. He was like, if you think you can handle it and you're not feeling like you're taking on too much and it's not going to harm you or the baby or your stress level or your blood pressure or
Mhm.
anything, let's go
Yeah.
for it. If you really truly in your heart believe you can do this, I mean, I'll back you up. And I was like, okay. And so,
Mhm.
yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
girl, that is so amazing.
I'm so excited. Hopefully you get in there to do some maybe
Yeah.
updated headshots, some product. We have a couple of props that you can do product promotion in. So for your candles, if you want to do actual pictures
Oh,
of like of all your candles that that you're selling and stuff,
yeah.
or updated headshots, or just pictures with you and your husband,
So my
more
sister,
than
we
welcome.
already have some plans of renting a suit for baby
Oh,
girl because my cousin has a
mm,
professional camera. You know, she used to do that as a hobby. So I was like, now there's literally a place where not just us, but a lot of people that own a professional camera, like now you have a whole setup. You know, you can go take some shots and have fun.
the
Yeah.
lighting's there, the equipment's there, the props are there. Like the lighting is amazing. Two whole walls are just windows, so it's beautiful, natural light. It just felt right. I told that guy, I feel like I need to do this. Like this is like it's like the opportunity is presenting itself that I need. It feels right. It's crazy, but it feels right. And he was like, "Fuck it, all right, let's do it." And then now, like today, I'm usually up 7 to 10 working, right? And then after 10, he goes to work and I stay with the baby and stuff. And today I woke up and it was like 8. And I was like, fuck, I'm tired. And he's like, you need to rest because he's like, the baby will be here soon. You've done a lot. He's like, just rest. And I didn't stay in bed till like 9ish. I didn't clock in till later, but it's been feeling nice now that I feel like I don't have the studio. My
Yeah.
hospital bag and everything is ready. And the nursery, everything. I just barely put all my baby shower gifts away from like 3 weeks ago because I was too into the studio to even worry about the
Yeah.
baby. So all that's already done, taken care of. So I'm honestly right now I'm nesting and I feel like I can just relax and
And when is your
find
due
out.
date or when are you supposed to give birth?
So my due date is the 22nd of
Okay.
this month. With Zoe, I was late, but I went to the doctor yesterday and I'm already 2 centimeter dilated. So we'll see. I mean, I could be. I was a centimeter dilated with Soya for like a month, so I'm like, well,
Oh,
just
I didn't know that's how it works. Oh, wow.
yeah. So it could be this week, it could be next week. If it
Oh,
would be really surprising if I went over, is what they tell me, but who knows? So
okay.
I'm kind of just on standby now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, tell me, you that you're expecting, like, are there any myths? You know how we have the eclipse coming up on the 8th? Are there, or I shouldn't maybe not the word myth. I don't even know what the word to use is, but like any
I
precautions that
think
one
it's
should take?
I think it's old in like old wives' tales, right? Because my mom told me
Okay,
the other
yeah.
day. She
Okay.
literally told me, Melina and I, 2 days ago when we were at the house on Sunday for Easter. She's like, "Oigan, y tengan cuidado porque ya viene un eclipse." It's an eclipse, right?
Yeah, eclipse.
Or full moon.
Solar,
I don't know.
solar eclipse.
Solar eclipse. Yeah, apparently we can't go out in the sun. We can't be out, looking at it or anything because it'll hurt the baby, or you'll go into labor. I guess full moons or solar eclipse. I really don't know. Melina said it, but I didn't pay too much attention. But if you do go un alfilercito, I guess, if you get an alfiler and you
Yeah,
like hang it on you or put in your calzones or something like that. I don't believe in any of those things, but I listen to my mom for her peace of mind.
there you
So
go.
no,
Hey, just like my
yeah,
sister.
yeah. So I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm sure Soy me va a seguir el rollo for things like that eventually,
Love it.
for little things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, my mom was telling me something about that, but it's coming up,
Okay.
que no salga. And so I'm like, well, just let me know what day it is and I'll stay inside, I guess.
I'll stay inside. Dude, these allergies are so bad. I feel like I have like hair in my nose. I keep touching it, but I'm always the type of person that doesn't really get allergies. But lately, like the past week, it's been so bad.
This year
I
is
like
all about new things.
new things for sure. Yeah, experiencing so many new things. Well, energetically speaking, I was telling a friend that the 8th, a lot of people, eclipse seasons, energetically speaking, like they do bring
Mhm.
a lot of chaos in the sense of like, look, we're all waiting for this wave of technology to come. Like it's gonna come. Like maybe I don't think it'll be for a
What do you mean wave of technology?
like, kind of like if the internet goes out or there's like a blackout or like that kind of
Oh.
issue with technology, like I kind of do see a wave like that coming, but maybe not as scary as like, como dicen que va a durar semanas, like without light or things like that. But energetically speaking, they say that emotionally, during eclipse, emotions can be more heightened and things can kind of resurface to see if we've kind of like relearned. But I've just kind of been going with how I want to feel intuitively because I noticed that like last week there was a lot of scrolling on Instagram and just all this chaos that was happening, like about the eclipse, to do this, to not do that. And so I saw this video that said something like, do not meditate. People that are spiritually connected should not sit and connect to the vessel this day because it's not a day to que no sé qué. So of course, me, curious Ruby, I sat and meditated and I was like, well, what is this about? Like, you better tell me, spirit, like, should I not be sitting down this day?
Let me know.
Well,
Am I fucking
yeah,
up? Am I fucking up or
yeah,
not?
I will go on a drive. I will brush my teeth instead of coming in here to sit. I will go straight out. And it was just a beautiful reminder that energetically speaking, right now there
Mhm.
is a lot of chaos in the world, in earth, the news, on our emotions, everything that's happening. But that day is going to be so powerful that whomever wants to align with their emotions or align to whatever higher power it is that they believe in, it's such a beautiful day to go into, almost like not to get crazy with this word, right? But to go into almost like a ceremony with yourself and like put in
Mhm.
some frequencies, put in whatever meditation background music you like, and just sit with yourself and breathe, right? You don't have to get fancy and turn on the Palo Santo, the sage. You don't even have to know how to meditate. Just really take some time to sit with yourself that day and maybe just like give grace for the life that you have or envision whatever it is that you want your year to be like. And the
Yeah.
energy is literally here to just align us with that. So I really was excited for our recording this month because I was like, I would like to let the listeners know my peace
Yeah.
of mind and like my perspective in it, where it's not fearful energy, like it's not something to be scared of. If anything, it's the time to be real with ourselves, right? Like be vulnerable with yourselves, be where is the shit that you're not liking, and be real with yourself as far as like how or what one can do to kind of feel better. And hey, I'm remembering, if you guys listen to March's episode, everything that we talked about in March, and even us saying like it's time to like, do whatever it is that you want to do or align with whatever it is that you want. April is literally the month to like now push the go button. Like, right, March was kind of like the brainstorming, this and that, and April's like, okay, push go, now run.
Dale gas.
Yeah, dale gas.
Honestly, that's crazy. How it's like, okay. And we weren't doing that purposely, like it just kind of, we weren't doing that purposely. We were just honestly just putting out into the universe, like to our listeners, to kind of follow their intuition, to not be scared to take chances and to kind of bet on themselves and this and that. And because I was betting on myself too, so I was kind of just like, kind of trying to hype other people up, be like, join me. But yeah, no, this month it's all about just putting everything to fruition, I guess, or bringing everything to inaction, kind of,
Yes, I
right?
agree. And I was so excited for this month's recording because you like even saying those words, it's like Melissa's a believer now. Cause you know how like we always joke around and we're like, Ruby be saying some shit. And sometimes I sit there and I'm like, I don't know. But like literally life showed you from January to
Yeah.
now, like just how the conversations
These
have been. Cause I had someone ask me, they're like, do you guys prepare? Do you guys plan? I'm like, no, we don't know what we're gonna talk about until we get on live and we're like just the tongue start rolling,
mhm. And I
Yeah.
will say, was it January's recording that didn't record, or was it February's,
I think it was
Ruby?
February's. I think it was
Was it
February's.
February's? Oh my God, I felt so bad, you guys. She was here at 7 a.m. That conversation was deep. It was good.
Yeah.
But a part of me thinks that conversation had to be had for me and you to get closer, but it didn't need to be aired. Because
Yes.
we even touched on like relationship problems, I
Yeah.
guess. I mean, and we don't go that route. And
Yeah.
that time we did, and it was like a hour and a half recording, and we got pretty vulnerable, you and I. I mean, it wasn't like crying and stuff, but we were very into like, our past experience, what we expect in our relationship, stuff like that. And then when I said, have a good day, thank you for listening, or bye, or whatever, and I turned on the camera to kind of like stop the recording, it said it only recorded the first 28 minutes. And I told Ruby I didn't record anything. And she was like, stop. And I was like, I swear. I don't know why I thought you would be like annoyed or something. You're like, it's okay. You're like, it's fine. I was like, oh my God, Ruby, no puede ser, nothing recorded. And you're like, I can come another day, like we can redo it. And I was like, okay. And then we did the February's recording and it was amazing too. It was great.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, well that one never aired. I mean, it never freaking recorded, but it was such a good conversation too. And again, it's just like we don't plan what we're gonna say. We just go with the flow.
Yeah, and it just aligns how it has to, because I remember that February conversation kind of like picked up from March, but like of course on March's morning, like we didn't remember that February conversation, so and it's crazy you say that because I came home telling my husband that I was laughing. Like you said, like I wasn't bothered by it. And I was laughing. I was like, I think that conversation was just supposed to be from like me and her and like maybe not something to be put out on the mic. And he's like, yeah, I kind of agree, but just crazy how like just everything played out. Yeah, looking back at it.
Edgar, I was like, that recording didn't record. He's like, stop. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you need to be more attentive. You need to make sure you're checking, all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, I guess so. Me confié. But it had never happened. That had never happened. I had never recorded with someone and then realized nothing had been recorded.
Yeah.
Si acaso, dude, si acaso al revés, it's like didn't realize I was recording and I've recorded sometimes 30 minutes of nothing because I'm like press record and I'm like, oh shit, like al revés, But that one, yeah, that was a little, it was sad, but I'm glad. I mean, the one we aired for February was really, really good too.
Yeah, it was nice. I really, really enjoyed it too.
Yeah, my cousin, Andrea, she really, really, Carolina. So Carolina's booked the sound bath with you. I don't know if Andrea has, but Carolina booked a session with you, and her sister, Andrea, she has told me quite a few times, she was like, I really, really enjoy listening to Ruby. Like like what she has to say and her messages and everything. And shout out to Andrea.
You're read my mind. I was about to say shout out to Caro because she texted me this morning and we just had a very heartwarming message. And she literally texted me these words that you're like similar to what her sister said. She was like, just thank you so much, Ruby, for like sharing your wisdom and just giving me clarity on, this topic that we talked about. But it's so beautiful. Like I feel like I'm just being showered with flowers from the Caro sisters.
I am sharing the wealth of what is Ruby to the world and everyone. It's embracing you with open arms, girl. That's beautiful. I really like that. I'm glad. Yeah. So she literally just told you like, thank you for sharing your wisdom. And I love that. How does that make you feel?
Maybe at 8:30 this morning, we were texting. Yeah.
Wow. How does that make you feel?
Girl, it really just warms my heart. And that's exactly what I told her. Like, just kindly thank you because I am so grateful whenever anyone comes to see me because these can be a little bit vulnerable settings. Like I shared in my post a few days ago, like not everyone wants a sound healing session because not everyone wants to know how their body's going to react. Or of course, if we're real to ourselves, we only know how much pain and sadness we're carrying, right? And so I've been very expressive about what the sound healing sessions can do. Like they can make you have an emotional purge. You can't connect to things that maybe you don't really connect to all the time. And it can be a little bit vulnerable. So whenever people like just reach back out to me after a session or even weeks down the line and just give me things or like things start making sense to them and they kind of think of me and they're like, hey, like, thank you. It really just warms my heart, girl. Like I can sit here and cry about it because it just makes me so happy. It really does.
You're changing lives. You're impacting souls, girl. You literally are. You're opening doors for people and like their way of thinking or their perception of things and stuff. Like you're doing amazing things. And that makes me really happy. I wonder if, because you've been killing it too on social media and the reels you've been posting and everything. And I wonder if, being on the pod, has that helped you become more comfortable like posting and like recording yourself and stuff? Or
definitely, girl. Being on the podcast has helped me be comfortable with my voice, like even just vocalizing. And you guys can even go back and look at the time when I actually started posting reels of my face. I think it was like mid-January or like February when we started like recording a little bit more because it definitely has. And then I think it also has given me the clarity of like being okay with just sharing things because before I guess I kind of used to be like, maybe like I don't want to share this, like no quiero que piensen this. And it's kind of like letting go of that and just kind of like sharing because at the end of the day, like that's just something I always tell my cousins and my friends this. That's something very Latina rooted of like el que va a decir la gente. Like even me, que trabajo tanto en mis energías, it's like subconsciously. So the being on the pod really helped me let that last part of que va a decir la gente of about who I really am, just completely be expressive about it. Because like there's been a lot of things that we've talked about on here that I haven't really never told people or like expressed it on
Yeah.
social media. And like this platform has helped me like vocalize that. And in return, it's like I've gotten so much feedback from people. I even had this girl once, she was just like, why are you barely posting? Like I've been following you since like your candle page and you're like barely now being expressive about these things. So that pushes me
Yeah.
also to like share more. And that's how our conversation started this morning, or kind of met up this morning with Caro. She was sharing some things with me and I was just like, girl, that's crazy. I channeled this in February. Look, and I sent her a screenshot of like my journal and what I had wrote. And she was just like, this is mind blowing. Like, this is crazy. And that's just how kind of all that happens, you know, but yeah, it's been
I,
so nice.
it's been nice seeing the transgression with you and how you are now fully accepting, not accepting, because I'm sure you've accepted how you are and who you are for years, you know, before the podcast, but you're fully, it's beautiful to see you fully embracing who you are, owning it and sharing it too, because you see how well received it is. And it's like people are loving it and people are here for it. And it's just, I can just imagine how good that must feel. Like something that you were kind of iffy about for so many years. Now you're like, why haven't I been doing this for a while now? Like, why haven't I just been, you know, out there and just really, really owning who I am or sharing who I am for why, like maybe ha tardado, you know?
No, yeah, girl, I agree because I had also this friend once that in our, it was like one of our first podcast recordings. I think it was like last year. She said something like, wow, like you're just so brave to come up on this platform and just start being vocalized about the, I think it was the religion podcast when I talked about like the baptism and just my personal like perspective and opinions on it, of course. And she was just saying, and, you know, she's an older lady. I mean, she's maybe like in her late 60s. So when she heard it, she was just like, you know, people back then would just be so scared to even vocalize or say anything. She's like, and you're just very much brave to like speak about your opinion. And that really gave me like that almost boost of self-confidence because I'm over here just like I'm sharing what I like and what I know and what's personable to me. Of course, not everyone's going to agree with it, but seeing that side of like that braveness. And I'm like, you know what? That's true because inconscientemente, I think that's probably what was holding me back from like fully, like you said, expressing or embracing all of this knowledge
Mhm.
or all of this wisdom and
Yeah.
expressing it out, like that fear of just, you know, that. And yeah, like I was able to see like, wow, that there is a lot of like bravery in the voice in speaking up and also in knowing that maybe I might not be the practitioner that everyone wants to see. And that's okay because for others, I will be. And those are the
Yeah.
ones that will see me, you know, and that's beautiful porque así es.
And and there's always going to be more people with open arms that are, you know, embracing you with open arms or, you know, accepting you with open arms and those that are not. But yet people let
Yeah.
the ones that are not dictate whether we're going to post, whether we're going to be ourselves, whether we're not, you know? And I'm not saying
That's
like having an I don't give a fuck attitude, because I mean, you can have that if you want, it's fine. But it's a I'll be okay whether you like me or you don't kind of attitude, you know? Either way, I'll be okay, you know? I
Yeah.
guess
My friend
that's
told me that this
that
weekend at
approach.
my niece's party. She was like, how are you so nonchalant? And very, I'm like, I would want to ask myself this from 6 years ago, because trust me, I'm trying to find out where, cuando pegó el chicle that I'm like, okay, now I can let things slide. Because before it was just like a, you know, like gripping so many things.
The
I'm like,
videos
hey,
from your niece's party, oh my god, you guys. And I don't even know if you want to talk about it because it's,
yes,
you know, it was
it's
on your
fine.
close friends and it's fine. Oh
It's
my
fine.
god. So Ruby is the ultimate Thea. And you know, I have that energy too, so I know. But her niece would turn 1 and it was a cocoa melon party and she dressed like the watermelon. But like legit was the costume. And did you leave it on all night?
No, girl. I had it on like maybe 20 minutes. It was so hot in there. I don't know how these people do it. Like, and now I know why they charge like $500 for these guests to come to children's parties because I will be charging the same thing. You are breaking a sweat in there. And then
But
I'm
like
over
you
here
were
bailando con el grupo, you know, they're playing La Chona, like I'm dancing to all the cumbias. Yeah, it was a
yeah.
sauna in there.
Dude, and then the video you're like dancing and they're like Coco Melon or something. Like, oh my god, that video is hilarious. Was your niece scared of you at all or no?
No. So we had
No.
put on the outfit on before so she like can be used to it. And then I think like maybe a week before I told my sister like, hey, just have her like see the watermelon face so she won't be scared of it. So no, she was pretty used to it. It was so much fun. And all the kids were like really, really excited with it as well. And it was just, it was fun, girl. I would definitely do it again. I know I had a lot of people responding like, oh my gosh, the best Tia award. And some people were like, that was really you in there. I was like, yes.
What
And then
is?
of course, go
Oh
ahead.
no, no, you go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna mention, and of course, there's always something exclusive said on your podcast that, like, well, you know how you mentioned, like, this was just in my close friends, and like, there's always
Yeah.
something that only here first. So yeah, I had not drank like that, right? Like in over 12 years. Que,
Oh,
you know,
sorry, guys. I'm really into chewing ice right now in this pregnancy. I'm probably low on iron, so sorry. What were you gonna say?
Crunchy. I was gonna say that I hadn't drank in like so many years, you know, and that was like para tomar, like to get drunk. Of course, I've had like little drinks here and there, but that night I told my husband, I gave him a warning. I was like, hey, I was like, I feel like letting loose tonight. Like I kind of feel like drinking, and he looked at me weird because like I'm not the drinker, right? Like I never drink, and he was like, okay, so yeah, girl. Con decirte que I completed my duty of being the Coco Melon character, fully sobered, fully well. I have no idea. I think like about after 10 o'clock is when we just started, you know, get shots, y ya de ahí, quién sabe, girl. It was so much fun though. But I woke up like telling my husband, I was like, never again. Like, this is why I stopped drinking. And I don't know how people like can do this on a like almost every or like every weekend thing because it's so heavy. Like, even today, I'm still kind of like working through getting that out. But man,
Sweating out the cruda
yes.
and the alcohol, and I mean it's Tuesday today, and that was Friday, right?
Friday, girl. Yeah, yeah.
And we're like, sin ofender, but we're not as young as we used to be.
Girl,
And
I
even the
was
last time,
18.
even the
I'm
last time
30.
I got a little buzz with wine, here at home with Edgar,
Yeah.
the next day I was sucking bad. Like I had a headache, and then with the daughter, I was like she would want me and I would get mad, but it's like, it's not her fault, you know? And I'm like,
Right.
I was like, this is just not it anymore. Like, holy shit. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
no, girl.
no. So drinking
I woke up
and
drunk the next day still. Like, I literally woke up and I brushed my teeth and I was like, oh, like, I'm good. Like, no me pegó cruda. I'm like, wow, that was good. I think like an hour went by and like the slowness hit. And I'm like, wait, I'm still drunk. Like, that's why I don't feel cruda. Like, everything still looks a little like disoriented. But it was so much fun. It was so much fun. And it was just something like, I think maybe my body needed to let loose like that. Would I want to do it again? Like, would I say I'm going to go drink? No, girl. Because that next day was just, man, it dragged out. Like, it was bad.
you didn't drink a michelada the next day? You know how they say
No,
like drink a michelada?
yes, my dad was telling me that. He was like, "You have to drink," and I was just like, "No, like I can't even smell it." Like, no, so I didn't. But I hear
No.
that I've never personally experienced that, but my dad swears by that. Like once you're hungover, con una michelada or like con una cerveza or like a shot, like that kind of cuts it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to be really strong with that. Like either chug a beer or
Oh, sure.
drink a michelada or eat some mariscos, but I never really cared for mariscos. So I'm like, I'd rather just, or if I woke up a little drunk, I would just continue it. Pa que no me agarre. I'm like, you can't get hungover if you stay drunk, motherfuckers.
So, I mean, back up. Like,
I'm here again. What's up?
oh, that's funny, girl. That is so funny.
You know, it's just so funny. It looked like a great time. Happy birthday to your niece. 1 year flew by. I'm sure you guys are like, what the hell? Is she
My dad
walking
woke up
already?
crying. She's not walking yet. My dad woke up crying that morning, so emotional too. He was just like, "It's been a year. Like it's just crazy how it flew, you know." And no, she's not walking yet. She's on the walker, that like little pasito. She stands up on her own and she'll keep her balance. She dances, but she won't walk. It's so funny.
Yeah. Oh, para eso sí, ¿verdad?
I know. Little
So
movidita. I'm like, you're your mama's daughter for sure.
so it wasn't walking when she turned 1. I think she started walking in November, so about 2 months after. Yeah. So I mean,
Oh, okay.
every baby is different at their own pace and stuff. She was on the walker, or she would hold on to stuff and kind of walk from there, you know.
Yeah.
But así sola, she wasn't that comfortable yet. But she has tiny feet. Like, I don't know what size your niece is right now, but so it's still a size 4, and like
Those.
tiny
Oh,
little feet. They look like little empanadas. And my cousin, her daughter just turned 1 in February. Caro, her daughter turned 1 in February, and in December she was what? I'm assuming like 10 months, and so it was like a year and something. And she asked if she could borrow some tennis shoes, like unos tenis de Zoe, so the baby could be on a walker. And I'm like, sure. I mean, if you want to put them on, I don't know if they'll fit. And they're size 4. And Caro was like, no, dude, these are kind of tight on her. Like my daughter, I was like, oh man, that's when I realized I'm like, maybe Soya has small feet. I was like, maybe my daughter has small feet. Yeah. So we thought in my head, making excuses for Soya. In my head, I'm like, maybe she's not comfortable walking because she's got little tiny little stubby feet or something. Like she's not.
I would say probably like it's her little toesies right now. It's not time yet.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh man. Any big plans or anything that you have envisioned or any more sound bath sessions? I want to know how March went because I know you were having that every Thursday. So I want to know about that. But any big plans you have for April that are right now that you want to share?
Yeah, just big plans in the sense of I'm continuing March's sessions to April. I'm not with the nervous system reset, but continuing to do every Thursday at Connect Dance Studio.
Oh, really? So
6:30
you
doing
want to keep
sessions.
it? So you want to keep it as an ongoing thing? I love that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it as an ongoing thing till the ball kind of is able to be rolled forward because it's been great. Like a lot of people have been coming in 2 weeks ago, like the Thursday session completely sold out, and it was like last minute where people just started signing up. So I think people have been slowly, like maybe just getting more interested, or again, the energies are just pushing you to have some kind of inner peace. Like it's really that there's that calling for that right now, and sometimes that can be the way, or we kind of find the way of things. So I'll be doing that again for April. And then something that's, again, exclusive on here. I
Love
haven't
it.
posted it, and this won't be something that I'll be posting because it was more so so I have a large group of clients that are not on social media. And then I also
Mhm.
have a large group of clients that are just like my reoccurring, like monthly or weekly clients. So
Yeah.
maybe like a good 20 in just that group. And then aside, I have like my social media followers. So
Mhm.
for April, for that small group, we're going to be doing a retreat up north. And the only reason we're doing it for that group is because this is going to be a plant connection overnight retreat. So we definitely have been working a lot with that specific group of the people that are just fully committed to wanting to go full on to their emotional healing, I will call it, because this retreat is going to be. I mean, you have probably seen videos on Instagram where people are having like that atomic breath work, and they have like this, they're looking like they're crying so much and just like releasing so much. So that's a
Yeah.
little bit what the retreat's going to look like in April. Very, very emotionally releasing and just a lot of like vulnerable settings. So I kind of wanted to personally keep it with the group of people that have been continuing a practice. That way, I, as a practitioner, am able to see how we work with so many people on the plant journey, right? Like during that time. Because I've always said this, and I think I've shared this in the podcast. The plant medicine is definitely something that calls to you, right? We know of people that have done it in loqueras, and they can say, like, I've had the worst trip of my life.
Mhm.
And yeah, probably because your energies were super low then, or whatever state of mind you were then, and that's how it's going to manifest. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited to have that experience and see how that grows. It's going to be girls only. It's only going to be 8 of us, super small, super, super private. And for that reason,
Intimate.
I think intimate. I think I'm leaning more towards intimate sessions, and I'm trying to see how to balance that from like continuing the intimate sessions and the ones I post on social media, because
Mhm.
me personally and the clients that have been working with me for a while kind of know that not that I'm swaying away from social media, but there's just a lot of confusion on social media that I don't really like, and I don't really want to um kind of associate myself with, because then that brings in almost fearful energy whenever one can post like these kind of retreats or these kind of sessions. So I would like more so of the people that are ready to just kind of have that vulnerable or intimate experience to kind of reach out, and then I can explain the process like a little bit more in detail, because social media is a great way to expand and to meet new people. But for my type of work, I just feel like the level of vulnerability is really going to be like almost at 100 this year, and it's for a specific intention. So I think working with that kind of energy is going to be more so what I want to lean towards, like not posting so much as far as like these deep sessions, more so having these one-on-one conversations with people.
So you want to post the sessions, types of sessions you do, but not the sessions itself, like themselves, kind of?
More, Yeah, or more so like posting like the regular group sound baths, but then whenever we're having like the plant ceremonies, maybe those I won't post just yet. Maybe those will
Mm,
be for those people that reach out to me directly and want to either involve themselves when we have those group plant medicines or want to have those private. Kind
mhm.
of more so leaning towards that specific for the plant medicine. The sound healing, the Reiki will always be there available for everyone. I think it's
Ah,
more so
okay.
for those plant journeys because I can tell
Mm,
you like, hey, yes, I'm ready, but let's say I go and I'm really maybe not that ready. So I would like to for it to be more of like your therapist appointments that you're meeting with yourself and making sure you're ready for that in depth of a connection. Because to me, it's very sacred, and not to sound biased or egotistic, but I feel like it's not something that I want to promote on the outside just like that yet. For that reason, just
yeah.
because of how sacred it is in my heart and the energy work that I'll be doing when we have these sessions. And we probably have some listeners that have had those connections or those sessions, those sound healing journeys with me, and they can kind of vouch for that. How maybe this would be something that they don't. That they would like more on a personal level with me, as opposed to maybe
Mhm.
just a flyer that goes on Instagram and they kind of figure out what it's going to be about.
Okay, no, yeah, now I'm following. I like that. No, I like that approach. I think it's amazing how what was supposed to be just a 4 week thing at Connect, now you're going to continue on to be on a regular basis offering these classes because that offers consistency and stability. And someone like people will know, well, Ruby always hosts the classes on Thursdays at Connect Studio, so I'm gonna sign up for that and stuff. How many people do you take at a time? That like
Yeah. For the journey ones.
no, for like the regular one sound
Oh
baths that
yeah.
you're gonna be
At
offering.
Sound Bath, 15 max is what it caps out. So 15
Okay.
people fit in the studio. And that's comfortably. We can fit like 20, but some people like to have their hands out. So I like to give a little bit more space. So 15 people is who came last week or 2 weeks ago, and that's when it sold out.
I like that. Okay, that's
Mhm,
awesome.
yeah.
That's so cool. Because my next question was gonna be, are you gonna offer the same 4 week sound bath sessions, or were you planning on doing that again? Where you end the last week with the drinking something or
Yeah.
whatever. Because moving forward, it's not going to be that, right? It's not going to be focused on or it is.
Right. It's going to be like a mix of it. Like, for example, the last one that we were supposed to have on Thursday, the crown chakra one for the nervous
Yeah,
system reset, I had to
yeah.
move it to this Thursday. So this Thursday will be the ending per se of that nervous reset. And then after this Thursday sessions moving forward and maybe even May and down the year, I don't think I'm going to have it structured as the initial nervous system reset. I think I'm just going to have it structured with a mix. Like maybe this week we'll work on the heart energy center as opposed to working from like the root up. Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll
No,
be a
that
mix of
works.
them for sure. All the sessions are always going to be meditation, breath work, and sound healing. And then I'll just be more strategic in posting and letting people know. I think more now we're going to work this specific energy center and just kind of marketing it that way so they know what center we'll be working on. Since the people that did the nervous reset, they had the experience of like working from this anger to working with the heart to now connecting with the third eye and seeing things. And ask your cousin. I'm like, ask your cousin. She's had beautiful experiences.
And it's perfectly fine for someone to be like, no, I'm most like more interested in focusing when Ruby's gonna focus on this or when Ruby's gonna do this. Like that's normal. Like it's
Very
yeah.
much, girl. Yeah, because sometimes some people can say, or like, right, your limited belief can make you think, oh no, I don't want to connect with the third eye because I'm going to see some crazy things. And, we might kind of like get disencouraged for that. So I think also I'm just going to be a little bit more choosing with the words, like as far as how I promote it. That way people can know that you're going to receive whatever it is that your body wants to receive. And just know that when you move an energy, the others kind of swim with it too. So just a lot of more strategic sessions in that way. Maybe at the end of the
Mhm.
year, we'll do the nervous reset again because that one was really nice to have felt from the bottom all the way up, like connecting with each center.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think it's really, really cool how, man, how much you've grown, how much you're offering now, how much you're doing now, retreats you're doing now, the
Plant medicines.
freaking and plant medicine, the
Yeah.
freaking overnight retreat that you're gonna do soon. Um, it's just, and it all just started with you because you did Reiki before Sound Bath, right?
I got certified for sound healing first, and then a few months after I did the Reiki.
Oh, Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking you started with Reiki and then you moved your way to sound bath and then,
Oh.
because was sound bath triggered when you hurt your foot or no?
Yeah, I was in the middle of my certification when I broke my foot, and I remember I literally was like, "Okay, show me. You're saying that that frequency heal the bones. Let me see." Yeah.
And it's just opened so many doors for you, not just, financially, right? Because it's another source of income, obviously, but even the connections you've been forming with the people that you work with that allow you to use your space, or that allow you to use their space, the people you're connecting with because of the clients, because you get reoccurring clients. I mean, clients that come back on a regular basis that become family, or that just, you connect with and stuff. It's literally opened a whole different world for you. And I think
Yeah.
that's just amazing. And just when you think, like, to me, just when you think, oh, it's just sound bath, like it's not like, oh, it's just a sound bath. Like sound bath is just restricted and you're only laying down and you're playing your
Right.
little things for like an hour. And that's about as much as you can get from it. There you go. Proving me wrong, telling me like, no, we're focusing on different areas. We're doing this now. We're adding this now to the sound bath. And I'm like, oh my God, there's so much more you can do. And with sound healing itself, it's not just like the one time, I've done that. You're
Yes.
definitely teaching me how many different areas you can take this and how far you can take it and how much you can even work with just the sound bath.
Yes. I love that, girl, and I love exactly how you yes, so much. Yes. And I forgot to mention as well. I'm gonna be posting my first Reiki level 1 class that I'll be teaching in May. So I'll be
Oh,
posting
crap.
that sometime later on this month. But I've been working with, again, private clients, and I've been or not on social media clients that have asked me like, "Hey, do you teach Reiki? Like, can I learn how to do Reiki?" And I've done a
Yeah.
few level 1 class. I think I've attuned about 5 students. And so lately I've been working more with like attuning students for like level 2 and things like that. But now I'm going to be actually posting it on Instagram. So whoever is interested in actually learning Reiki to practice it on themselves, because level 1
Mm-hmm.
is for self-healing. You won't learn the techniques to practice it on others like you do on level 2. But anyone that's interested in just like that kind of inner connection, or really taking per se that next step, Reiki level 1 is a great doorway to that, because you learn how to channel the energy for yourself. Second of all, you no longer have to go and pay for Reiki sessions. You can do them for yourself. You learn how to do,
Yeah.
have and you can do them. And of course, it's always nice to come and see a practitioner and get it done. But I'll be more posting about that. Like I'll be now teaching classes, because January of last year, I became a Reiki master. I just had never posted that I was teaching or anything like that. But becoming a Reiki master pretty much just teaches you how to attune other people's body to channel that energy, just like I channel it. So it's really nice.
Look at you, all these tricks up your sleeve. Like, okay, now she's gonna be teaching. Humildemente. My cousin always says that, Rogelio, or Fernando, I'm sorry. Siempre le digo, porque qué guapo te ves, Fernando. Humildemente, humildemente. I'm like,
I'll
okay.
stay grounded here with our root chakra balance. Just
So
kidding.
you have a lot. I see. So you have a lot coming up that looking forward to.
Yes.
I love that for you. I like that. I am hoping to get more bookings in the studio and to just take on this motherhood with my second baby very smoothly. Hopefully the transition doesn't kill me. having
You
two
got it.
having two under two, hopefully that's as smooth as people make it seem, and nobody ever makes it seem smooth. So we'll see. But yeah, we have big things in the works for this month. April's looking up. If anything, for me, it's just the podcast, the episodes are going to be consistent for the weeks of April. So we will have episodes every week for April, and I will try my best to kind of stay up on social media, but other than that, it's just me welcoming my baby, and that's no es cualquier cosa. So that's what I'm looking forward to in April.
Oh, I can't wait to see the beautiful face and just who he looks like, mom or dad. And you already have done so much, girl. So just give yourself a huge pat on the back, because 7 months or 8 months pregnant, doing all this, like you're doing amazing. We're doing great things. And April's energy is opening up for everyone else too. Like I told my cousins this
Yes.
week, I said, hey, you guys are young. Like right now, put the game plan in your mind and just execute it. And even if you don't think you can execute it, like we said in March, lie to yourself, right? Quotes, lie to yourself if you have to, and pretend so. And life is going to take you there. Just be real with yourself.
Yes. Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it, honestly, or just kind of play the part until you are the part, until you're literally living it. Yeah. It's not even like trying to be corny. It's legit like tell yourself you are that bitch and you got this, and I want to do this. If there's something you've been wanting to do, especially if it has something like you're passionate about, and that you really believe in it, just listen to that little intuition. Listen to that little voice, because it's there for a reason. I'm really excited for April. Big month for both of us. Super excited that you're going to be doing your sessions every Thursday. No, I mean this like wholeheartedly, because I really was like looking for, I'm like, oh, espero le haya ido bien esas 4 semanas that she liked it. But now you're like, oh, I'm going to be a regular. I'm like, oh shit, dude, that's freaking cool. That means it went really well. That you're like gonna have like a set schedule there, and everyone's gonna know, like, if you want to get in with Ruby but you don't have time to like plan one-on-ones or something, just know she's always available on Thursdays at Connect Studio, and you guys can book with her there.
Yes, my April calendar is already almost full. So yeah, unfortunately for private sessions, like they've just been getting a little bit more and more limited. But like you said, every Thursday I will be there at Connect Dance Studio. Like a sound bath will be available 6:30 p.m. That will be there for sure. And also to let people know, group energy is beautiful. I know sometimes we can feel intimidated. Yeah, we can feel intimidated because, like I wouldn't want to cry, or before back then I would think I don't want to cry next to a stranger. Like I don't want these people thinking, whatever. But keep in mind that you're coming into a place where everyone has that same level of vulnerability, where everyone understands energy. So you won't be that quote black duck or whatever,
a safe space.
Yeah, it's a safe space.
And I didn't even think about people not wanting to cry in front of other people, because all I keep thinking about you offering these group sessions at Connect is like, it makes people want to come even more, because they can invite a friend. They can tell, someone else like, hey, you want to come with me? You want to come with me so I don't go alone? I just want to try it out, or something like that, and that, to me, that is a little bit more welcoming, or less scary than people booking you. And it's like, fuck, if it's just me and Ruby in the room, then she's going to only focus on me and talk about me and like ask me and expect me to tell her like what I felt. But if there's like 14 other people, it's like, okay, I can kind of like, I can be here without having to have the spotlight on me. That's how I see it.
I love that.
So
thank you for sharing that. Yeah.
Of course. Super excited for you. Any other last minute comments, shout outs that you have to do? Any announcements that you want to share with people?
No, girl, I think we covered everything. Just that little insight about the retreat that I'm having. And again, for the listeners listening, feel free to reach out to me directly, like ask me questions, especially if anyone's interested in the plant sessions, just definitely reach out to me. And again, I say that with lots of love and respect as far as not sharing it on social media. The level of vulnerability those sessions have for me, it's better to keep them this close to my heart, at least maybe for now,
Yeah. No, and I respect that, and I get it, and I think that's a good approach. You can share only what you deem is appropriate, especially as and keep closer what is going to be more misinterpreted, and you're just rather just avoid that. So you're like, let me just not, even put myself out there where it's like bringing that kind of negativity or that kind of attention. That's not what you're about. So I do love that, and I respect that. I will say this episode, I feel like, was more of a life update for both of us, which I think is good. It's always needed. And I think it's the message that you wanted, if you can take any message from this episode today, is March was all about planning and delegating, and April is about just putting everything into fruition and going hard into action with whatever it is that you want to set for yourself for the year, or work towards whatever goal, whatever you're trying to achieve. Don't be scared. I stepped out of my comfort zone, and I own a business. Humildemente. And I did that at 7 months pregnant, you guys, with a numb leg. My baby has been on a nerve, and I haven't felt my left leg since January. And it hasn't been easy, but you have to keep that positive mindset and just want it more than your fear and stuff. So you guys go after whatever it is. Get to work this month. Do
it. Next time we record, she will be a mama of 2 in her physical hands.
Oh my God. Right. I'll be breastfeeding on that. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I will be a mama of 2. Oh my God.
Yeah. So excited.
It goes in and out. It goes in and out. The scare. Like a veces I'm fine, and then other times I tell Edgar, "Holy shit, we're really about to have 2 kids, like 2 babies," and he's like, "Yeah, do you not like see your belly?" And I'm like, "I just no se me olvida, but I don't like. It's just wow,
Yeah.
wow."
Te cae el 20.
Yeah, and it's scary. I was like, "Oh my goodness," but it'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Exactly.
As always, I'm gonna push through.
That's right.
All right. You guys, so if you listen to this this far, I really appreciate it. If you've watched our video, because we will be on YouTube for this one, because when we're virtual, I mean, the good thing about that is we get to post the video. Thank you so much. As always, we appreciate it. Any feedback, any share, we love it. It really does mean a lot to us when you tell us either something you enjoyed about the episode, what you got from it, or just that what I said was stupid, or, le corto el rollo a Ruby or something. Or like, I've had people tell me like, Ruby's like super into telling you something, like really like with passion. And you're like, stop. I don't believe that shit. Like, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, I can't help it.
Like, the energy's her different, but trust me, it's red different. Nada que ver.
Yeah. They're like, I can't with you, Melissa. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but sometimes I'm like, stop, Ruby, I can't with you. Like, I can't.
And then we have a day like today where she's like, oh, it all makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Like that video you sent me when you're like, make sure you watch it. What was it? The video?
Is that the baptism?
Yes. I was like, I can't with Ruby. I was like, I can't.
I saw it. It was literally 6 a.m. I was like, sending this to Melissa. I don't care if she's asleep. I'm sending this now.
I was like, guys, Ruby con este Walter Mercado con sus cosas. I'm like, okay. I love it though. All right, you guys will have a good rest of your day. If it's morning, have a good morning. Afternoon, have a good afternoon. And if it's nighttime, have a good night. Do not forget to rate, subscribe, review, follow Ruby's page 369 Vibes, follow West Street Studio, follow Who Gave This Girl a Mic, and just support small owned businesses, you guys.
Right.
Always. All right.
Especially.
Yes, women owned businesses, Latina owned businesses, for sure. And so have a good rest of your day. And Ruby, I hope you enjoy your aguachiles, que a mí se me están antojando, que en mi vida los hacía los aguachiles. You're already tasting them.
Ready to eat.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
There we go. Whew.